All right, just 76.2 more. Let's go. All right, so been a little bit of a adventure getting to the start. I had a tooth decide to go ahead and crack while eating ice cream, so I had a crown put in. I was supposed to start the trail on Monday morning. I was going to stay at near Table Rock State Park and get a shuttle here to Oconee State Park and then begin on Monday. But Saturday night, as I was eating ice cream, like I said, had a piece of a molar that cracked off, and so I had to wait around, get the crown put in on Monday, and left immediately from the dentist. Made the 6-hour drive to Silva, North Carolina. Stayed in a hotel there, made the drive a little over an hour. Very windy, twisty road to get here to Oconee State Park. It is started right at like 7:40, so it's on. Here we go. All right, it's really pretty out. Like day one is off to a great start. 44 degrees once I got out of the car and moving. I think it's supposed to get up to about 70. So loving it. It's been really clear, really well marked. Tons of blowdowns, but they are all cleared from the path. So as I say that, I walk up on one that's not, but kudos to the trail crew that's keeping it in as good a shape as it is. Getting a brief glimpse of some views. Past where the Foothills Trail splits off from the it's HF. I forget the name of the trail, but it clearly marked, super easy. You cross like a gravel logging road, and yeah, like I said, no confusion there where the split off is, so they make it really easy. All right, gonna go for at least a few hours here until I stop for lunch. Don't want to get too overly ambitious and start off on too hot of a pace. My backpack is feeling pretty good at the moment. Trying to adjust things, get it to fit right, stay on my hips a little bit more. Should be right at about 28 pounds with 4.5 days worth of food in there. So with the water and the food, that was like, I think just over 10 pounds. Had it all up on a lighter pack with all I'm carrying. So again, I'm pretty sure that's 10 pounds worth of the weight of the pack. Opted for the heavier sleeping bag, given the temps getting down into the 40s. So added extra 10 ounces, but it's a 15-degree bag instead of the 30. The 30 I would have had to use like a quilt. Just not totally confident in that one. So, all right, check back in at lunch. All right, not sure if you can hear it or not, but There it is. That's favorite sound. Doesn't get much better than that. Love it. And here there's a lot of water, a lot of waterfalls on this trail, so yeah, just blessed to be out here in the scenery with the perfect weather. Super thankful. This is actually a prescribed burn area where there's a sign a while back. It's been a pretty large area actually, but just trying to get a lot of loose debris out of the way so that if there was an actual fire that doesn't just burn everything up. Apparently they are under drought and a burn ban right now, so don't think there's going to be any campfires tonight or other nights. But still pretty cool area, pretty cool scenery. Road crossing. Walked off about 6 miles. So that was kind of cool. I was crossing that street. I was actually recording, and when I crossed, I heard a car coming, and they started honking a few times, and I stopped, slowed down. The guy he pulled up and he introduced himself. So that was Taz actually. So I heard all about Taz on the Foothills Trail, Trail Angel, kind of a legend out here, and gave me his card, asked if I needed any water, and just kind of chatted with him for a second. But it was cool getting to meet him. Didn't use his shuttle service just because I tried to book the room, and so I was just going to kind of stick with the people I'd initially reached out to and all. But super friendly dude, really cool that he's so active out here. And yeah, first day, first road crossing, and bump into the guy, so pretty cool. First water break, snack break. Just over about 6 miles in. So just stopped and filtered some water and grabbed a snack, but realized when I sat down to filter the water, I have not used this filter since camping last year. So it sat for a lot of months, and it was at first not cooperating at all. Like I was really thinking that this thing is completely broken, not going to be able to filter any water. Messed with it for a minute, and it's quite slow, but I got a liter out of it without too much headache. But I don't know, maybe it pretty cool camp spot right there. Actually, let's flip this around. Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool site. But yeah, hopefully just it getting wet, get some water through there, it like loosens up or clears itself out or whatever. But It's not gonna be very fun if filtering water is that slow every time. It's been a really cool stretch. It's been following this river, Chattooga River. It's been following it for a while. Varying views, but lots of falls, lots of rapids. But sometimes we're down here really close to it. Then a lot of times we're kind of up higher and don't really have much of a view just because of the overgrowth. Gonna be stopping soon for lunch. About 2 miles till lunch, so 45 minutes. Gonna try to decide what I'm gonna do for campsite for the evening. Been moving pretty good. I think I'll be done by like 3 o'clock. Just not sure that I want to call it quits that early in the day. I need to check on the campfire thing again because especially sitting in a campsite becomes a lot more boring if there's not a fire. And I do think that what I had looked at earlier was for North Carolina, as far as the burn ban goes. I haven't seen any signs posting that for where we're at here in South Carolina. So, yeah, hopeful that I actually have a nice little campfire tonight. Uh, 13 and a half miles in and grabbing lunch. Just get some gravy. A sweet little spot. Ridge over there. Stream to get some water. Feeling pretty good. Like, definitely can feel the weight from the pack on my hips. Not being used to it, but moving good. Gonna look at camp spots. I think I'm gonna stick with probably the one at 17 miles. Call it an early day, but I don't know. Something's out there near a water source. The other one I found that was at like 19 miles. It's just a dry campsite, and I don't like to carry that much water. So, so far so good. Feeling good. Bumped into one other guy doing the whole thing. He's up from Florida. So yeah, I'm not sure if the camp area will be busy or not. Be curious. getting dinner going. It's about 5:30. Got these campsites all set up. I'm actually across the street, but if you want to come sit where I got a nice little view. Nice water to boil. Some rice and beans. Ramen on deck. Here we go. Just not bad at all. All right, finally in the tent. It's 7:25, and I'm gonna be honest. Like I've I've not done a good job with camp. I've moved to a new spot. I got a little overeager, finding a place next to that creek, and pitched the tent real quick, and then looked up, and there's some trees I just didn't feel too good about. I then went and ate dinner at the tent, or by the creek, so across like the aisle of camp spots, sat along the creek, ate dinner, come back to crows, ransacking one of my food bags. So they got themselves some Pop-Tarts and a couple of cookies, one of my bags of M&Ms. So yeah, at that point there's food scattered everywhere and there's trees, so I had to relocate to a different campsite. I've been kind of scrambling to make that happen. It's like slowly getting dark. We got a little more daylight left, but was a big fail. Like I got into camp at like a little bit before 4, and I've not relaxed at all. So I've really wasted 3 hours other than getting to eat. So but hopefully relax, get some sleep, and refuel for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bigger day, and then a bigger day, and then slightly not as big of a day. But yeah, a lot ahead, and hope sleep goes well. Morning, day 2. Definitely a bit sore from yesterday, and not feeling it quite as bad as honestly I thought I would, given how things felt moving around camp last night. But got a slower start this morning than I wanted. Did sleep well. I was happy. It's probably the best night's sleep I've had in a tent. Honestly, I slept well. Was comfortable. It got cold. Glad I brought the sleeping bag that I did. But was never really too cold or anything. It was comfortable. Hit snooze twice, which I'm mad at myself about. The first time was laziness. The second time was realizing how cold the clothes were that I was about to put on. So threw them in the sleeping bag with me to try to warm them up a little bit, and that worked. But unfortunately, instead of getting on trail at 7, it was 7:25. So not happy with that. Was honestly shooting for even earlier, but it did. It took me an hour to get up moving, make some coffee and breakfast, and then get on the way. It is chilly. I'm still just in the regular standard hiking outfit. Didn't feel like once I was moving I was going to need any extra layers. I did keep the gloves close by just in case, but I don't think they're going to be needed. But yeah, getting in about 19 today. Hoping it goes smooth. Yesterday kind of felt like a roller coaster on between dang I could do this in like 3 days to let's just go back to the freaking car. So hopefully today I stay a little more even keel with it all. But all right, Let's get it. All right, 59.8 more to go. Pretty cool view. Gotten to the top of the ridge for the most part. Another kind of went up. Got there. You lose a little elevation. Have to regain it. It'll go down for a couple miles and then another big climb after that. So, but glad to have knocked out a good portion of the climbing early on. The sun is up and on me, but it's still nice and cool. Could definitely feel the heat a little bit yesterday in the afternoon. I'm sure that second climb will be more middle of the day and it'll probably be pretty hot. Definitely need to drink a little more water during the hiking that I did yesterday. I feel like I did a good job getting caught up in the evening, but especially where things started out cooler, I need to hydrate better. Also had a little bit of cell phone reception, and it's able to shoot off a couple texts, and so it's pretty crazy just even after a day how uplifting it is to be able to talk to people, and especially how they're in big boost this morning. So miss those guys. This is a great experience, but would be better if they were here. All right, so just cross that bridge back there. As I continue down the trail, I noticed this, which connects to the trail over there. Would you? Has anyone? A little too adventurous for me. It's pretty cool here. Nice little waterfall.
Turn left. Approaching left turn. Turn left. In 2.3 miles, turn right. In 5 feet.
Alright, so not sure how well camera's gonna pick it up, but here's the lake. There's a pretty large lake that kind of stretches along a lot of the trail. First time I've seen it, I think we'll see it a lot from like this middle section. But moving along nicely. Gonna take a little break. About a mile and a half. Moving well. Just trying to take it nice and easy on the uphill. A lot of elevation gain today. Going smoothly. Can feel, body's feeling it, but making good progress. And even found a pit toilet on the path. It was like by one of the road crossings. It's like a picnic area. So 0 cat holes dug at this point, but it was a nice little surprise. So check back in around lunchtime probably. This is kind of the first time it had been completely obvious which way to go, but you can see it once you start crossing the street where that sign is. But moving along well, kind of a mile and a half. Right there, you can see on the sign, 1.4 miles, Whitewater River. It's going to be my lunch stop for the day. 1.4 more to go. All right, making progress, y'all.
Turn left.
Lunch
In
was
0.5 miles, turn left.
awesome. Got completely off my feet for a little bit, laid down, stretched quite a bit, feeling the calves and hammies for sure. So yeah, just taking a load off is nice. Definitely feel refueled. I got 4, just a little over 4 to the campsite that I planned, but I think I'm gonna try to push 2 more miles. Shorten tomorrow up a little bit. Was looking even ahead for the next night, trying to make the 4th day a shorter day instead of the 17 point whatever. Anything 12 to 15 range, but I just didn't see any good sights. So yeah, gonna push for that next campsite about 6.5 miles from here. Thompson River. Got about probably 2 miles. 2 miles to the campsite I initially intended to get to, but then I actually just talked to a guy who said it's the one I was hoping to get to, and he said it's nice, so definitely gonna try to push there. And then yeah, we'll make it work. Got a heck of a climb coming though. This next half mile is super steep. So. All right, made it to camp for night 2. Great spot. There's only one other person here, so it's been really quiet, and
I got 20 miles in, so happy with that. They're going to be right at 20 again tomorrow because there's not really any good. I try to go further, but there's not any good campsites. Just try to shorten Friday's the last day down a little bit. Today's been a little smoother. No crows this time, so happy that that's happened. Once and no more. So yeah, it felt good. Like started out a little bit sore and kind of wondering how things were loosening up, but it felt good. And by the end of the day, I was feeling better later in the day today than I was yesterday. Yeah, hopefully it's a good, quiet night. Sleep as well as I did last night. I was really happy with that. And it is supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be 40. So be bundled up and try to stay warm.
All right, good morning. Day 3. Did not sleep good last night. Everything was hurting. Hips especially, and then the way I'm laying. Just couldn't get comfortable. It was cold. I think I started out bundled up too much at the beginning and kind of got sweaty, and then it doesn't help you stay warm. So, great campsite. Got a decent amount of sleep. Woke up at the time I wanted to. Still a little slower, about 15 minutes slower getting out of camp than I wanted. I was hoping to get going right when it was light at like 6:45, but I did start right at 7, which was better than yesterday, so happy there. Got 2 potential spots to finish up today. Flat Rock is 20 miles. Chimney Top is like 20, 25, 24. Actually, I think it's 21 miles and 25. So we'll see. I would love to get further and have a shorter day on Friday, but we shall see. Calves are quite stiff and sore. The rest of it, woke up, felt okay, stretched out really good, and here we go. Vertical suspension bridge. So moving along right. Really trying to hustle. I've been able to find any cell reception at this point. Kind of down in these little gullies. Just working away from one over to the next. So, but apparently there is a pretty nasty little climb. It's got a lot of stairs. I think it's like 260 something. Called Heartbreak Ridge. So I have that to look forward to later in the day. So gonna keep pushing, trying to make as much mileage as I can on this first leg of it before lunch. Pretty cool lake views. Sure, you can't really tell how downhill this is, but it's been that way for at least a mile, and it took me pretty quick from thinking, dang, my legs feel good. Whew. It takes its toll. Downhill when it's steep is tough on you. So making a good time. If I go all the way to Chimney Top, it looks like it'll be about an 11-hour day. If I can maintain the pace I'm doing, and then with a couple stops in there. So Yeah, hopefully there are not too many downhills that steep, honestly. Like that probably slowed me down quite a bit. So. Alright, here we go. Heartbreak Ridge. A lot of steps. Very steep. Here we go. Alright, so finished up lunch. Was I honestly don't even remember. I'm about 4.5 miles from the first camp, which puts me at about 8.5 miles from the next camp. So I gotta decide if I'm gonna spend 8 more hours out here. Not 8 more hours. Heck no, 4 more hours. That put me getting to camp at 6:37, which I don't have a problem with the time. We'll see how the legs feel though. It's been a hard day. There's some slow moving sections, like the downhills have been even worse than the uphill. As far as just like not able to move quickly. I'm actually in a 4-mile section of incline. It's not super steep, so very gradual. And honestly, it feels better on my legs than going downhill. So I'll take it. When I was eating lunch, so I sat down. There was a couple that was sitting there, and I passed them trying to get to the creek. Well, you actually didn't get the water from the creek. It was hard to get down to. There was like a runoff, and so they pointed me the right direction. So went over there, sat down, was eating lunch, and hear a baby cry. So they were out here with their 6-month-old baby, and they are doing the whole Foothills Trail. They're planning to finish up on Saturday. I forget what day they started, maybe Monday. So it's obviously slow going with them, but they got that thing like a little mount in a backpack. So pretty awesome. They had also done the PCT in 2024, so it was kind of cool just getting to talk to them, pick their brain on some of the stuff. Haven't seen a ton of people. It's really the longest conversation I've had the whole time. There was a group, so the where we were sitting was like a runoff into a bigger river. On that river is a big waterfall, and then lower down this area where people can like kayak in. So these people had kayaked and were walking up to see the falls, walked past us, and one of them had done the PCT 2011. So anyway, there's about 4 or 5 of them, but hands down the most people I've seen at once, and most conversation I've had. Good and bad. You kind of get out here and you realize, yeah, the stuff's better. Stuff's better with people. I'll leave it at that. So, about 4.5 miles to camp for option number 1, about 8.5 for option 2. All right, day 4. We're 17 miles from the finish. Got it started. It's probably 6:45, 6:50. So pretty good early start. I actually slept well, especially considering like it was like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30 when 3 other people came to the same campsite where the thru were. Making all kinds of noise till about 10. But I don't know, settled in. I feel like I got some fairly solid sleep. Woke up feeling good and rested. So yeah, no, it was cool to have people to kind of talk to, swap stories with. campsite last night. Eating cobwebs here. So, got a text the lady that's going to give me the shuttle ride back when I get to the top of Sassafras, which is where I will definitely have cell phone service. And I think that's in 7 miles. But I've got about 3 miles of kind of just a little bit of up and down. Then there's 1 mile of pretty serious incline. And then you go down for a bit and have Sassafras Mountain to climb, which is the highest peak in the state. And then there's one other pretty good uphill after that. So a lot of elevation. It's technically the steepest day of the 4. Won't be as much total elevation as yesterday though. But yeah, hoping to make a time of it. And here we go. All right, 14 more to go. Good, it's quite uphill and steep for about a mile. Still haven't quite made it to the campsite I hope to get gotten to. So, but yeah, I gotta say, I think I made the right move in staying where I did last night. So, all right, more steps. Here I made it to the top, Sassafras Mountain. It's actually like an observation tower. Walk up there to that. Views are awesome. Highest point in all of the state. Pretty cool little stretch of trail. I got this little tree canopy. Yeah, I got about 4 hours probably. 9 miles to the finish. Got a ride that should be there. Honestly, wouldn't mind if they weren't there waiting on me. Try to find a bathroom, clean up a little bit, change. But moving along. I was a little bit bummed. My fuel canister this morning seemed to be getting low. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for lunch. Might be the first attempt at cold soaking something, although I do think it's got enough fuel to maybe at least warm the water up, maybe not boil. Honestly, I don't know if I want to sit for that long though. So we'll see. Stopping in about 3 miles for a water refill. Should be the last stop.
Well, it might be 3.5 trail miles, but I think the miles don't start until